What's wrong with the Cincinnati Bengals? 3 weeks in, 3 losses. The Bengals are dealing with a bad defense, change on offense, and biggest of all, a disgruntled star wide receiver in Ja'Marr Chase. The team is dysfunctional and looks like a disaster. Defensively, the Bengals rank in the bottom half of the league and had no answer whatsoever against Washington this week. This was the first game since 1940. Sorry for the baby noises, with no punts and no turnovers. 34 points against a team that was second worst in the league last year is a bad look, as is getting totally carved up by rookie QB Jaden Daniels. Also, we covered him in a prior video. The D-line last game I thought looked non-existent, and the lack of any sort of pass pressure allowed Jaden Daniels to complete 92% of his passes, a rookie record. Offensively, something just seems a little off. They lost week 1, putting up 10 points to the Patriots, who I had ranked as one of the bottom 3 teams in the league. The game against the Chiefs slipped away from them in the final seconds with a game-winning field goal by Butker. They scored against a bad Washington pass defense as expected, but I keep hoping for and expecting more. T. Higgins is playing on the franchise tag and needs to show why a team should pay him top dollar. Missing the first 2 weeks hurt the team for sure. The lack of running game has made the offense just less dynamic as a whole. Chase Brown and Zach Moss have been pedestrian and really show the missing value of not having Joe Mixon anymore. But as I alluded to at the beginning, arguably the biggest distraction for the Bengals has been Ja'Marr Chase and his looming contract talks. All offseason we heard Chase complain about wanting a contract, wanting to be the highest paid receiver in the league. I get it, you want to be paid, and I believe Chase can be a top receiver, but you just aren't Justin Jefferson right now. He's on another level. The more I hear Chase talk, the more he reminds me of Terrell Owens and his me mentality. I wouldn't be shocked to see him working out in the driveway, talking about how he's the best. Holding out all preseason definitely didn't help his chemistry with Burrow, and Chase subsequently has not looked elite, at least in the first 2 weeks. It was a different story game 3 where he balled out, but he also benefited there from T. Higgins returning, thus reducing the double coverage against him. Since taking over as head coach, Zach Taylor seems to have no idea how to start a season on the right foot. He's 1-11 in his first 2 game starts of a season over 6 years of coaching, which is really a pathetic stat and puts your team in a bad position all year. This is a 17-game schedule. Let's say 10 or 11 wins gets you in the playoffs. I mean, the math here is clear, and the remaining schedule does not do the Bengals any favors. The AFC North is no joke with all 6 games left in the division to be played. The Steelers have looked great, the Ravens are always dangerous, and the defense of the Browns keeps them in games. Week 4 should be a get-right game for the Bengals, playing the Carolina Panthers, but at this point, and with how bad their D-line looked, I can't even guarantee that. We saw the way the Red Rifle Andy Dalton looked last week with a bit of time in the pocket, so who knows what could happen. Maybe Dalton balls out again against his former franchise of 9 seasons. And I mean, if I'm a Cincy fan, I can't even be mad about that, but do you think the Bengals still have a shot to make the playoffs, or are they toast? Let us know down below.